All righty. Welcome in. Welcome in.
What's happening, people? What's happening, baby?
Sorry we were a little bit late today, everybody. We've been recording some content this morning for the page. What did we record today? We recorded landing spots for wide receivers part 2, for running backs part 2. So we're going to talk about landing spots for guys like Jerome Ford, Isaiah Spiller,
Rashad White,
George Pickens, Jahan Dotson, Sky Moore, Alec Pierce, Christian Watson.
Yeah, there you go.
We also graded one of your Dynasty traits and graded one of your teams. So it was a lot of content, so that's why we're a little bit late. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for joining us. Shout out to the 34 people watching. Say what's up in the chat if you're here.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much as always. What's happening, man? Happy Wednesday night over there. Happy Hump Day. If you know what it is,
you know what it is.
I hope you have the opportunity to hump.
What does that? What do we do with that? What do we do? Where do we go?
You can take it as however you want to take that.
So there are 34 people watching. Thank you guys for joining us. If you don't know, there is a poll in the chat. Okay, if we hit 100 likes here, Badaki has to, one, shout out the community at his wedding, like at a speech, you know, when the groom gives a speech at the end, or two, bet $10 on the NFC East. And I don't know why I really want to hit this goal, because I think it would be so funny if Badaki was at his wedding. I'll record it on my phone. And if he was giving a speech and he's like, thanks to my mom.
Invited.
Thanks to my mom for coming out. You know, thanks for these guys for traveling from New York. And then, you know, he's like, also big shout out to the Fantasyland fam. Want to shout out to you guys. I just think that would be so funny if we made him do that.
I think it's funny that you think you're invited. That's the funny part.
Right, because the invite didn't come in the mail.
No, it didn't.
This guy acts like mail doesn't exist.
That's on the website.
Your wife already sent me
this guy doesn't even know.
Your wife already said, I'm invited and I'm coming. I'm going to crash the wedding. You know, I'm going to uninvite. I'm going to un-RSVP and I'm going to crash that.
I'm going to un-RSVP. Too late now. You're locked in.
GG's. What's up, everybody? Jasmine, Clyde, Voice of Reason, John's here. Jeff. Name's Jeff. Gator. Dane. Jamar. From afar, Alan's here. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We are doing a rookie-only draft. Daniel says 35 days until the Delta Dynasty draft. Let's actually give a little update. Why don't we?
Talk it up. Yeah, I mean, let's see how many people we got.
So, well, the Charlie draft, it is 33 days.
You can see that.
Just under 33 days. It's pretty much 34. The Delta draft, you know, like we said, 35 days. And then the Echo draft looks like it is 39 days away. So
we're going to have
getting closer and closer.
It's going to be a week where we're just mocking. I'm drafting.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like full on drafting. It's going to be so intense. And I can't wait. And that's going to be a good.
And then also, you know, our Alpha and Bravo leagues, we need to actually set a date for the rookie drafts, which should be relatively, you know, like after the draft. So that's going to be fun as well. We'll live stream those. What's up, Daniel? What's up, Hunter and Blake? Let's roll. What's up, Adam? Oh, how many spots left? We haven't sent out the link. And, you know, here's what we have to let you guys know as well. The unfortunate reality is, you know, beforehand, we had mentioned, hey, if you message us beforehand, we'll try our best to get you into a mock. We'll just level with you guys. I mean, it got to the point where we were getting like 15 to 20 messages before our live stream of people asking us to join a mock. And it got to the point where it was like, hey, I mean, we're going to send out the link on the live stream and the mock is going to be completely full already. So unfortunately, the only fair way to go about it is just to make it a free-for-all. So as the community grows, the mock draft doesn't get bigger. I mean, it's still a 12-man mock draft, so there still is only 10 spots. But I hope that you guys can still have fun with us, still hang out with us if you miss out, and still see how the board falls, because it's still an accurate representation of the community and where it stands. So I just want to say I'm sorry, because there will be some people who miss out. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoy hanging out with us. If you're not able to get into a mock, and you know, it's just the unfortunate reality of growing and everything. Oat said, how many spots left in the league? Okay, so the Foxtrot League, we will give you guys an update. There are seven people confirmed in. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Okay. 7 people confirmed in, which means that there are 5 spots left in our latest opening if you want to join a Dynasty League with us. And I will paste the link to our Patreon here in the comment section. All right.
Yeah. Maybe we should, maybe really quick, I would love to do this. I don't know if you can show them which league, or like on the screen, maybe where they can go to sign up.
Sure. Yeah, let me do that.
Just so it's easier for people, because I know a lot of people always ask us that question, and I think it's just easier to show them. So when Zach pulls that up, we're gonna show you where you should go if you want to join the Dynasty League specifically. But it's easy. It says there Dynasty, the Dynasty League, but you know, some people.
So yeah, I'll show you that link I just sent it in the chat. It's the Patreon link. So if anyone is interested, I'm honestly not sure if this is gonna show up or not. Let's see.
If not, then it's all good.
Sometimes it does. I just have to like. Okay, is that showing up on the screen now? Yes. And if I do this, can you see our page?
Can't see.
I think you should.
There it is.
Okay, so this is what our Patreon page looks like. There's general support here, the $2 tier if you just want to support what we're doing. Keep the brand alive. The Close Friends Plus tier gives you that one-on-one chat. You also get, access to our rankings, Dynasty, Redraft, Rookie. We have the one-on-one chat where we give you advice. You also unlock a private MVP Discord channel, as well as the Patreon-only mock draft live streams. We do those once per week. If you want to join a league with us, there is the redraft option. Okay, if you want to play redraft, there is the Dynasty option if you want to play only Dynasty. And then if you want to play in both, the best of both worlds. Now, obviously, this is a way for you to, one, get unlimited advice, get our rankings, get the exclusive live streams, play in a league with this community, but you're also supporting our show. So currently 5 spots left in that most recent startup. Feel free to ask us any questions if you have any along the way. But thank you guys for joining us. Alan says, I must like your wonderful voices on days like these. I don't even have any 2022 draft picks as it stands. I love that, Alan. Thanks for hanging out. Kent says, have you ever thought about doing a rookie mock draft with mock rosters? That way, team need could play a role in the order. Yeah. So we have thought about that, but it's a little bit hard because everyone who's joining our community is going to be in a different place. So I don't know how we would go about that,
I think one thing that we're going to do is that I think next week we're going to do a mock draft with a like Daniel Jeremiah or Bucky Brooks their draft and their landing spot, so they can.
You know what? Why don't we just do it now?
Okay.
Let me find who's released a mock draft. Todd McShay.
Todd McShay's done one.
Has he released one recently? Okay, he has. Yeah. But the issue here, guys, is that we don't actually have, like, these mock drafts aren't like 7 rounds, so a lot of these players aren't going to be in. Let's figure it out at a different time, because most of these mock drafts won't be 7 rounds. We won't actually see where a lot of these guys are going. Like, after the first round, it'll be like, well, we have no idea. But do we want to just do it for what he has?
We can try it. I mean, we can definitely try it, and we'll give everyone that's in here.
We'll send the link in the chat. Yeah.
And then if someone changes it up and be like, we'll give people more time. You have 2 minutes to look at everyone. Okay. Take your time. Find a 3-round mock draft, and maybe we only do 3 rounds for this, for this one. And then we're down to switch it up a little bit.
That won't line up. It's not like every offensive player is going in the first 3 rounds, bro.
You're right.
We're only going to be able to do the players that, we'll do Todd McShay's. He's got a 2-round mock draft. Okay. So it's not going to be perfect by any means, but we will send this link out. And based off of where there's 11 receivers apparently in this mock. So here's the deal. We're going to paste the link. There's the link. I hope you can all see that. I'll open it up here. And this is Todd McShay's mock draft. So we are going to be drafting based off of these landing spots. He has Garrett Wilson to the Jets, Kenny Pickett to the Panthers, Drake London to the Falcons, Chris Olave to the Washington Commanders.
This is the most recent one.
So the Kansas City Chiefs move up to grab Jameson. Oh my God, that would be crazy. Malik goes to Pittsburgh. Jahan goes to the Packers. Treylon to the Cardinals. Watson to the Titans. Ritter to the Lions. So Sky Moore to the Giants. Why?
Let's go, baby.
Don't do that.
Talk it up.
Matt Corral to the Seahawks. Pickens to the Colts. So hopefully, Sam Howell goes to the Falcons. That's interesting. John Mechie to the Saints. Breece Hall to the Chiefs. McBride to the Packers. Hey, this is fun. Is
it behind a paywall, guys? Because it's not behind a paywall for us. We don't have ESPN Plus.
No, we don't have ESPN Plus. There's no paywall.
We don't have ESPN. I wonder if this is because we are in Australia.
Can nobody see this?
Says this. I mean, 3 people saying this mock is behind a wall.
What?
Behind a paywall. That's crazy if that's the case.
Why is there a paywall for you to see?
I wonder if that's only there's a paywall for the US guys. It's ESPN.
That is so lame. Okay, well let me find a different mock. Bear with me.
That's crazy that's behind a paywall.
I thought Todd McShay would be a good one to.
In Australia, it's not. That's kind of weird.
All right, how about has Daniel Jeremiah done one recently?
Yeah.
This was the 22nd of March. That's not very recent.
Daniel Jeremiah did do one, but he's only doing first rounds. At least I don't see him doing like a.
Okay, right.
Maybe we'll just show it. I don't know. It's kind of hard too, like.
No, because we want people to have the link. Okay, maybe we should really have thought of this better before we started this stream.
It's a cool idea.
Does anyone have a mock draft in particular that they have seen recently that's fun? Charles Davis, no disrespect, but that mock was terrible. How about the Ringer? Well, what is the Ringers mock? Let's see. Actually, we can go to mock draft database maybe. Okay, the Ryan Wilson. Ryan Wilson's not bad. Have you guys seen Ryan Wilson on CBS? He's not terrible. Let's do Ryan Wilson's, okay? Can everyone tell me if they are able to access this mock? Let me know. Let me know. Can everyone access the mock? I just pasted in the chat. It's Ryan Wilson's. He works with CBS. They're not bad.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone can see it? Okay. You know what I'll do to make it even easier for everyone? Remind me to download these videos in between, Badaki. I'm gonna make a little folder here where we can actually see. We can write down, okay? So why don't, Badaki, can you go through it and just write down or just tell me the landing spots? Is that okay?
You want to do that right now? I mean, I feel like maybe we.
Okay, yeah, let's just do it. It won't take long. It's not very long.
Okay. Malik to the Panthers. Garrett Wilson.
Hold on. Okay. Yep.
Garrett Wilson to the Falcons.
Okay.
Drake London to the Texans.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Jameson Williams to the Eagles. Kenny Pickett to the Saints. Treylon Burks to the Packers. Matt Corral to the Titans. Chris Olave to the Packers. Sam Howell to the Lions.
Okay.
There's only one round though. Is that all?
Well, I guess that's all we have to work with. There's not going to be Yeah, that's all we have, guys. So let's just based off of this, you know, the other is unknown, unfortunately, but so Kenny Pickett is the only other quarterback. Oh, actually, Corral goes in the first. So he has Corral taking. He has the Titans taking Corral in the first.
Did I say Titans?
You said Matt Corral Titans.
Yeah, Matt Corral Titans. Maybe we should do one that has more rounds. That's why I think that would be funner, more fun.
Okay, well, obviously we have not thought this through well enough to maybe
and
execute it right.
This is why we have a live stream, and this is okay. We're here. We're transparent with everyone. That's just a thought process, but I'm down to try just a couple of these handful of guys.
Well, now I don't really know what to do. You made me lose all confidence here.
I'm not. No, it's not that. It sucks that thing was behind a paywall. Like that would have been perfect.
Yeah. Let's see.
Some people don't have a VPN. That's the problem.
Okay, well let me actually find a 7-round NFL mock draft then. Jesus.
What about mock draft? Consensus mock draft.
Let me see if there's a 4-round on NFL.com.
How about this? I think this could be easier for everyone. Potentially. What if we just had mock draft database, do a full mock draft of 7 rounds? We'll send that link to the people and we'll draft based off that mock draft. That's probably the easiest one.
Database. Can you do your own?
Yeah. So go to mock draft simulator.
Okay.
And then select all teams.
Wait. So where am I going? Mocks.
So here. So mock drafts.
Mock draft
simulator.
simulator.
You see where it says
okay.
Quick links. Yeah. Mock draft simulator. Select all.
Select all.
And then you go down and you can do 7, 6 rounds, however you want to do it. And then you can change it. You can do fast, normal. Do fast. Select the speed the picks will be drafted. Realistic.
Let's do relaxed.
Okay. And then you press start draft.
Hopefully everyone's enjoying this. Or like wants this. What day is it? It's the 6th of April.
7th. Well, yeah, I guess for them.
Okay, so start draft.
Start draft, And then you make the first pick and just make that Aiden Hutchinson. Or sorry, put auto draft. My bad. Wait, before you do that, auto draft.
Okay, and then I think I have to make the next pick. I keep hearing Trayvon Walker, so let's do that.
Yeah, let's just that. And then and then it will auto draft.
Okay, this is interesting. Is everyone cool with this? Everyone cool with this idea?
And then once that's done, we'll send that link to the people and hopefully, and then people can kind of take that link and go through every pick for the next 3 or next 6, 7 rounds. And then we'll go from there.
Is everyone cool with this idea?
Everyone's saying they're cool, yeah.
All right.
What's up, Steven?
By the way, guys, if we do miss a chat that you really want us to see, you do have the super chat as an option. We will try and keep up with the chat, but there might be times that we miss. Did Breece Hall just go to the Steelers? If that actually happened.
Some of these, I mean, this is what's hard about it because some of them might be hella.
But mock draft database is pretty accurate, but I think it had Kenneth Walker falling to the 4th, so this will be interesting. Breece Hall to the Steelers. Let's just see what it looks like. Yeah, I just saw Velus Jones go in the 4th. Brian Robinson to the Broncos.
Velus Jones in the 4th. Talk it up, boys.
That's not going to happen. Rucker to the Jags. Damian Pierce to the Saints. Kyle, I can't even see who they're going to. Cole Turner to the Bengals. Oh, I predicted that. I'm pretending like this is the real draft.
Honestly, this is the real draft, 100%.
Oh, Beatty. I think Beatty went to the Jags. Hey, this is exciting. This makes me excited for the draft. Although this is all obviously completely inaccurate, but
you're gonna do one, bro. Not before. But right before the draft day, you should do a hella realistic.
I will do a realistic mock draft with everyone. But
I have a plan to kind of get on the live stream.
I love that.
So I told Ellen that she should do like a spa day, and I was like, you know what, babe, do the spa day and let me just watch the first round. And I told her I'm gonna bring my laptop to Fiji just so I can kind of get on the Discord and talk to you. It might be shit audio.
Check out the
link,
video. Guys. Check out the link. Let's see if everyone can see that. So they had Drake London to Washington.
Yeah, we can see this whole thing. This is perfect.
Can everyone see that?
Everyone can see
Jahan
that.
Dotson went to the Chiefs. Kenny Pickett went to the Lions in the second. Sky
it kind of
went to
sucks
the
because
Colts.
you can't like, you can't.
Watson
you're
to
gonna have to really
to the Bears, which we talked about before. Pickens to the Steelers. Where did Brees Hall go?
Guys, if you're on the computer, what you can do is do like Control F or Command F and then type in their name. That will be a lot easier.
That's true. Command F.
Let's
see if that's gonna work for me. Command F. Brees. Oh yeah,
Brees
he
Hall
went to the Steelers.
That's so dumb.
Okay, that's just not realistic. Can we agree to set a different landing spot? Like, because there's literally no way that happens. A lot of this is realistic. But do you know what I mean? Like,
it says you can sort by position. How do you do that then?
I don't see how you can sort by position on mine. Where did Kenneth Walker go? He went to the Texans. Like, that could happen. It's probably not going to happen that late. Spiller could definitely go to the Falcons. So yeah, I mean, look, like this isn't completely. Pickens went to the Steelers.
Chris Olave went to the Chargers. Whoa.
Yeah, like cool. You know, like so. Let's roll with this. But the only caveat, just so everyone's aware, the only caveat here is let's change this because there's no way that happens. So let's put him to a more realistic spot here. Brees Hall. Why don't we put Brees to... let's just put Brees to the Bills. Okay, everybody? Are we on the same page there? Is that okay? If it's the first or second round, let's say Brees is on the Bills, and everything else we will mock based off of this draft right here. Okay? Everyone cool with that? Brees to the Cardinals. Perfect. Okay, let's pretend that Brees went to the Cardinals here at the 23. That's great. That's great. All right, Arizona. All right, let's lock it in. So that we're drafting completely based off of this mock. And by the way, if you're watching later, I will paste this mock draft link in the chat. All the spots are going to be based off of this. The only caveat being that Brees Hall is a Cardinal. Okay. He's not a Steeler. I mean, that's just unrealistic. Shakira. I like it, to the Raiders. I wish we could sort by positions here. That would be really awesome.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. But I say we run with this. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so
next time we'll try to do it more.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna I'm gonna pin this mock draft in the chat. Okay, so we are mocking based off of the results of this real NFL mock. Okay. Okay, so I hope everyone can see that. I'll replace the pinned message. Everyone knows that they can join our Discord if they want to be a part of this. By now, you probably know that. Okay, so
Guy Moore to the Colts, by the way.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and send out the link so people can join Badaki, and tell people how they can join, and then right before we mock, we will tell everyone the landing spots. We'll go through some of these important players.
Okay, so once again, super simple, super easy. The link should be in the description or in the chat, pin in the chat. If not, solo.to/fantasylandfootball to join our Discord. We have a great community there, and we do mock drafts pretty much every single day besides weekends. Dynasty, damn it, and then Dynasty mock draft tab. That's where we're going to be putting the mock draft link so you can join. It's a free for all every single time. The community is growing day by day, and it's getting hard to kind of, get everyone in the mix. But if you can get in, man, boys or girls, it'll be absolutely fantastic. And this is fun. This is the first time we're doing this type of mock draft. Let's just send the link out now, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you got it, right?
Yeah, I'm sending the link out now. I'm going to tag everyone.
This is so fun. All those quarterbacks seem like realistic spots, too. We'll go through it in a second once we have a full mock.
Yeah. And
so the mock is going to fill now.
How about this? If you get into the mock draft, we will try to keep up with where these guys land. can you just be like Chris Olave maybe in like, for example, Chris Olave to the Chargers at the 10 something?
Yeah.
Maybe
So
that's
for
easier.
example, if you make a pick and you're watching with us on the live stream, when you make a pick, comment the player and the landing spot. So we're just all on the same page. Okay.
And it doesn't have to be, it can be on YouTube or it can be in the sleeper chat if that's easier for you.
Yeah. Sleeper chat or YouTube.
And then
whatever.
we can relay that to everyone as well. So that's awesome.
Okay. So
Shit,
normally
I
we
gotta
set
think
time
now.
points for people who watch this later. So let's just get on the same page here. Okay. We are doing a 2022 Dynasty rookie draft. Okay. It is a 12-man PPR non-tight end premium draft. It is SuperFlex, okay? Now, we are mocking today based off of the results of a mock draft that we have just simulated on Mock Draft Database. If you're watching later, I will pin the link to that mock draft in the comments. If you're watching with us live, you can click on that link. It is pinned in the chat. You can open up that mock draft and have a look at the landing spots with us. Why don't we go ahead and just, before we start, go through some of these landing spots. So the quarterbacks, so Kenny Pickett is a Lion in the second round. Sam Howell is a Falcon in the second round. Matt Corral is a Colt. Malik Willis is a Saint. I love that. And they also got Traylon. Oh, wow. That is amazing. That's not going to happen, but it's fun. Maybe they move up for it.
That's 200 IQ from the Saints if they actually did that, though.
Desmond Ridder is a Seahawk, and Carson Strong is a Bronco. So let's look at the running backs. There's so many that we can look at, but the one caveat here, if you're watching later, we all agreed that Breece Hall is unrealistic to go to the Steelers. So the caveat here is Breece Hall is a Cardinal for this mock draft purpose. Okay, so Breece Hall is a Cardinal. Kenneth Walker is, well, not Traylon, but Kenneth is a Texan.
The full name, it's easier.
Yep, Kenneth Walker is a Texan.
That's not terrible.
Jerome Ford is a Washington Commander in the 6th round. Isaiah Spiller is a Falcon. Rashad White is a Viking. Okay, interesting. Brian Robinson, I think, is a James Cook is a Chief. James Cook is a Chief. Tyler Beatty is a Jag. I like that. Did Zaquandre White get picked? Zaquandre White is also a Cardinal. I think
Zamir White went to the Browns.
Zamir White is a Brown. Look through that's the main running backs. Look through other ones if you want to see. You guys can Command F if you want to find out where these guys went. For the wide receivers, Jameson Williams is a Eagle. Ugh. Come on, damn it. George Pickens is a Steeler. Not ideal. Treylon Burks is a Saint. Okay. Chris Olave is a Charger. Garrett Wilson is a Jet. Drake London is a Washington Commander. Jahan Dotson is a Chief. Oh, my God. That's interesting. Sky Moore is a Colt.
Yeah.
Christian Watson is a Bear, which we talked about today, actually. Alec Pierce is a Giant. Gross. David Bell is a Patriot. That makes sense. Wan'Dale Robinson, I think he's a Packer. Okay. And then I think Trey McBride also went somewhere, didn't he? Oh, McBride went to the Commanders. Okay, that's not terrible. That would be a decent spot. How about Jelani Woods? I know a lot of people like Jelani Woods. He went to the Vikings. All right, so we're all at least relatively on the same page. There is going to be, I'm going to put more time on the clock for people. We're going to have 3 minutes on the clock, okay? 3 minutes on the clock. We will do this mock together, all right? Mm-hmm. So everyone knows the landing spots, and this is going to be interesting. So again, rookie mock draft based off of this mock draft that we just did. So my ball Zach Ertz is on the clock. He has the 101. Let's see who he selects. August
Might
says he's
not.
not loving that landing spot for Sky Moore. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like this landing spot for Sky
I
Moore.
like the landing spot. We actually talked about that earlier today, and in one of our videos. I guess you can wait and see maybe why. Yeah.
Okay, so Brees Hall goes at the 101. You know, in this setting, Brees Hall is a Cardinal, and I think, to be honest, that would absolutely lock him in as the 101 for me. No questions asked. Then we got Malik Willis, the 1-2. Again, in this mock draft, I believe Malik Willis is a Saint.
Yeah. Kenneth Walker.
So that makes a lot of sense. I would love that landing spot. Kenneth Walker, a Texan. So, you know, obviously Kenneth Walker would land in a spot where he would probably get a ton of volume.
Ton of work. And that's, if you watch our first realistic landing spot, I had Kenneth Walker going to the Texans, which I love, and he's gonna get the work immediately. They have Rex Burkhead, David Johnson. He's gonna come in and be the guy there, in my opinion. It just makes sense.
Yep. So we'll see what else happens, but those first 3 landing spots, can you remind everyone, Badaki?
Yeah, Brees Hall to the Cardinals, Malik Willis to the Saints, and Kenneth Walker to the Houston Texans. Once again, we are drafting based off the mock draft database that is pinned in the chat above or in the description below if you're watching this video later, or if you're just joining us. Sky is on the clock here. He's probably going through everything. Usually we would see Slavinsky. Sorry, I just saw Sky, so I was just going with it. Usually you'll see a Chris Olave, a Garrett Wilson here. You know, one of these guys, but with these landing spots, it could definitely change. And there it goes, Chris Olave, who is a Los Angeles Charger, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is. Olave is a Charger. So let me go through my rankings here.
You're on the board here.
I know, you know, I'm pretty sure Jameson, he's my one, but I really don't like that spot. This is I've said this before. Playing? This is the Eagles, worst case scenario for me. Is him linking up with yeah, this is worst case scenario. Jalen Hurts. I would hate this. All right, where did Pickens fall? Yeah, I don't love that either. How about Burks? Burks went to New Orleans. I mean, I do need to consider him here. I do have Burks ahead of Garrett Wilson in my rankings. Okay, interesting. How about there's no running backs I want to draft here. Absolutely not.
Well, so what about Spiller? Spiller went to the Falcons.
No, you know I don't like Spiller. There's no way.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't matter landing spot for him. Let's see quarterbacks. Pickett lands in Detroit. I don't hate that. Malik's already gone. Where did Howell land?
Wilson to Wilson.
Howell landed in Atlanta. I don't feel super confident about him still. Corral, I'm pretty sure, ended up in, yeah. Ritter went to the Seahawks. Okay, I think this is Treylon Burks for me. You know, as much as I love Jameson Williams, I've said it multiple times, this is a worst case scenario, him landing in Philadelphia. Garrett Wilson, you know, I don't think that he and Elijah Moore are all that different as players. I know people aren't going to like that I'm saying that, but I don't think they're all that different, so I don't love that spot for him. So I'm going to go Treylon Burks here. I think he makes the most sense. I think he gets the most work. So I'm going to grab Treylon at the 1-5.
Okay. Treylon. So Brees Hall to the Cardinals, Malik Willis to the Saints, Kenneth Walker to the Texans, Chris Olave to the Chargers, and Treylon Burks to the Saints, who is going to be linking up with Malik Willis.
By the way, just quickly, Adam Walker had a question. I think it's a really good conversation point. He says, with you not believing in Hurts, don't you think you should draft the talent and wait for the upgrade at quarterback? Here's my thought process here. If Jameson is actually going to the Eagles, he's not going to be worth more next year than he is right now. And in my opinion, Treylon Burks, if he goes to the Saints, will be worth more next year than Jameson Williams. So for me, I'm just predicting like what this season looks like. Like we all loved Devonta Smith, but his value is definitely down in the community because he went to the Eagles and he's linked up with Jalen Hurts. So for me, as much as I love Jameson, I personally would be looking to go out and trade for him maybe mid-season, maybe end of the year. That's when I would try and go out and trade for him because I believe in the talent and I think the quarterback situation can change. But I also don't think that he's the most money for my pick in the next year. And that's how I kind of view the value, I guess, year by year. So
Matt Corral
2423 had a question. He said, how are we supposed to be drafting? So you're drafting based off of the results of the mock draft that is pinned in the chat. We gave realistic landing spots with mock draft database. So yeah.
Where did Matt Corral go? Can you I'm just trying to.
Yeah, so Matt Corral went to the Colts. So that's pretty interesting because, you know, to me, I mean, Corral's not going to be starting for a couple of years. So
in SuperFlex league, he probably has the better situation outside of.
I would
disagree.
Let's
say Sam Howell.
I would rather have Howell if this was
Sam
their landing
Howell?
spots. I already have Howell ranked ahead of him, but Howell lands in Atlanta. Makes a
Okay,
lot
and
more
then
sense.
What about Desmond? Where
Desmond's
does Desmond
in
lands
Seattle.
Right. Okay.
Makes a lot
so
more sense
maybe
for Desmond.
It definitely does make a lot more sense.
Pickett lands in Detroit. I would rather have Pickett. I know people don't like this, but I already have Corral as my 5th ranked quarterback. But I mean, this would just kind of, if this was how it landed, I would definitely still take Corral 5th.
Okay.
I just think, again, like looking in a year from now, who's going to be more valuable? Adam Walker says that makes sense. Want to hear your thought process. I'm actually really glad that you commented that because I think it's a good conversation to have. Mm-hmm. What's up, Enrico?
This is easy for me, to be completely honest. I didn't think this guy was going to fall to me. He's in the first round. He's going to your beloved Chiefs, and that's Jahan Dotson.
Okay.
I'm taking Jahan Dotson here at the 1. I mean,
I like it.
He's going at the end. He was originally going at the end of the first, early second. Jahan Dotson taking over the Tyreek Hill role. Going to get so many targets. Obviously, Juju Smith there, whatever the case may be. It's fantastic for me.
Yeah, you can see already how landing spots could potentially change mock drafts. Hey, I have 71 downloaded, but I don't see anything there. They're probably downloading, but just letting you know.
Yeah, their 72 is downloading apps right
Gator
now.
says, what do you think about Carson Strong's landing spot? It's probably outside of, like, it's probably the worst landing spot for Carson Strong. I mean, you're not going to get past Russell Wilson for the next decade.
Yeah,
so that is probably worst case scenario for Carson. Yeah. And probably I wouldn't draft him in the first 3 rounds if that was the case.
Snipe, Daniel. Sorry, brother. There's still some talent. I mean, we would have seen Garrett Wilson already off the board. And we don't see that here now in this mock draft because he is currently simulated to the Jets.
Everyone's saying the Packers they passed on wide receiver in this mock, so they got Devontae Wyatt, David Ojabo. Didn't they get it? I guess, yeah, you're right. That's terrible. I guess they went Wan'Dale Robinson in the second. But yeah, that is pretty messed up. The mock draft simulator is just trolling our mock draft database. Mm-hmm. But I guess you can't say it's not realistic then.
Yeah.
So Jahan Dotson to the Chiefs, I like that. You know, I have to ask you the cut. Okay, so Garrett Wilson goes at the 1.8. I know that you think Garrett Wilson is the wide receiver 1 in the class. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering why you wouldn't take him. I know Jahan's going to Kansas City, but if you truly believe that Garrett Wilson is the number 1 guy in the class, why shy away from him there?
I think there's so many things. Like for me, I know I'm gonna go based on you go off a talent situation and then you know how you believe in. And I still believe in Jahan Dotson. I still believe in Garrett Wilson, but I think the situation landing in the Chiefs with with Patrick Mahomes and the way this offense is ran, there's no doubt about it. Jahan Dotson could
I can
be
understand that. Let me throw a scenario. 2 years ago, when Clyde Edwards-Helaire was drafted to the Chiefs, everyone was drafting him over Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, Antonio Gibson, J.K. Dobbins because of the landing spot. So that's why I'm asking the question. Like, if you truly believe that Garrett Wilson is the most talented wide receiver in the class,
I mean,
I think it should. Maybe we're just reacting,
maybe.
off the top of our heads. But I still think that, yeah, I went Burks over Williams. So I guess I am also predicting like the next year. But it's at least a conversation we need to figure out, and our
Yeah,
rankings will slightly change after the draft for sure.
100%. As much as I believe in Garrett Wilson, and I disagree when you said like I couldn't see how Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore could be the same player, but the thing is Garrett Wilson could play on the outside. And I think we've always said that, and I like that. I
Mm.
like that he can be anywhere, and I still believe in Elijah Moore. But I think I'm going with high upside, the person I believe, the expectation of where I see them finishing in their career and their landing spot.
Okay.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. Patrick Mahomes is going to be a quarterback for the next 10 years. And Jahan Dotson, if he stays healthy, if everything goes the right way, he will be on that team kind of as long as freaking Travis Kelce has been.
Yeah.
So we just got to.
Taylor Cole had a question, and his question was, if Jameson lands with KC, where are you drafting him? And to be honest, Taylor, like, I've said this multiple times, but I think the Eagles are the worst case scenario. But Jameson could land anywhere else, and I would take him as the number one wide receiver. Okay, so for me, he is my wide receiver one in the class. He could land anywhere else. I would take him as a wide receiver one. Hal goes off the board, and then Drake London. So Hal is a Falcon, and I like that pick. I think that makes a lot of sense because he's probably going to be set up pretty well there for the future. Mm-hmm. Drake London is a Commander. So I think that's good value there as well. You have to keep in mind Carson Wentz does like his big body players. So Taylor says 102 behind Brees. I think Malik, because he lands in New Orleans, that's a fantastic spot for him. So for me, I would take Jameson 1-3 at that point. Jasmine says he'll go top 5. Drake London. If he lands in Washington, maybe. I don't know. I mean, depends on what people think about him. Can he pick it at the 112? I actually want to argue that the Lions is a really good landing spot for one of these quarterbacks. A very good offensive line. DeAndre Swift, TJ Hawkinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I kind of like that. Christian Watson goes at the 2-1. Where does Christian Watson land in here?
The Bears.
The Bears, okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I like that. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. I'll try to reiterate. So if you're watching this, you knew Brees Hall.
I would take him on the Texans. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Brees Hall. We're going based off landing spots on the mock draft database that's in the link in the description. Brees Hall is a Cardinal. Malik Willis is a Saint. Kenneth Walker is a Houston Texan. Chris Olave to the Chargers. Treylon Burks to the Saints as well. Matt Corral to the Falcons.
Nope. Matt Corral to the Colts.
Matt Corral to the Colts, excuse me. Jahan Dotson to the Chiefs. Garrett Wilson to the Jets. Wilson to Wilson. Sam Howell to the where?
Falcons. Drake London to the Commanders. Jameson Williams an Eagle. Pickett is a Lion. Watson is a Bear. Spiller, I believe, is a Falcon. Ritter is a Seahawk. Have to double check on Spiller. Yeah, he's a Falcon.
I think if Ritter is a Seahawk, surely he goes in the first.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Surely, like, I thought he would have gone a lot earlier. Same thing with Pickens. I thought he would have gone early. Like, if Garrett Wilson goes to, I mean, this is a good conversation. If Garrett Wilson does go to the Jets and Pickens goes to the Lions, I think that's a good conversation. Like, do you go with the quarterback in the SuperFlex, believing with the talent that's around Kenny Pickett in Detroit after Jared Goff is gone?
Son of a bitch.
They took your dude.
Okay. That sucks. I really wanted Sky Moore there. There's a huge teardrop in wide receiver here. All the quarterbacks that I would consider are off the board at this point.
I think I have somebody in mind that I want, and I think I'm okay with it if he does fall to me.
Where did Jerome? Where did he land?
To the Commanders, I think.
Oh, I don't like that. How about where did Kyron land? Really? We're gonna put Kyron Williams and
with the Eagles
and Kenneth Walker in the same running back room. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Steve said John Mechie went to Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah,
He's a
I
first wide
just
receiver.
I
It's
can't.
not.
Okay, look. So this is the point where I have a wide receiver who is ranked way ahead. I don't like this landing spot, but for me, I said this in a video today, but George Pickens is actually my wide receiver 2 in this class. I made that change this week. Every time I turn his film on, I do keep watching it because I love him. I can't deny the talent. And when I think about who has a chance to be a true alpha wide receiver, I think Pickens is pretty high up there amongst everyone else. Like Olave and Garrett Wilson and Dotson, I think they have great chances to be like very, very good wide receiver 2s, and that's very valuable, and you should draft them where they went. But I think Pickens has the best chance to be an alpha out of those guys. And Pickens falls to the Steelers here. It's not ideal whatsoever. I hate it. But I'm still going to take him over the other players on the board because I truly do believe in the talent to show out. Opportunities should follow. So I'm going to grab George Pickens here at the 2-5. I don't think that Pickens should last that long on the board. John Mitchie at the 2-6. Here he goes to the Falcons. Is that right? Where did Mitchie go? Falcons.
To the Falcons, yes.
So he would get a ton of targets. He and Sam Howell would be teammates.
Okay.
Inca says this running back class is trash. We agree that it's not great outside of Brees and Kenneth. I don't believe Philly takes Jameson Williams, but I like him anyway. I understand. Fantasy is fun, August. Inca says George Pickens had terrible production his sophomore season. Who was the quarterback, my guy? Let's talk about it in full context. If you watch George Pickens' film, I hope that you'll see the same thing I do, which is the chance to be the most dominant wide receiver in the class. The chance, the upside. And then we're in the second round at the 2-5. I'll definitely take that all day. August West says, how do you think Trubisky is going to do with Pittsburgh? I just think they're going to be reminded of who he is. And I'm not excited about that situation personally. Like, okay. I don't think that Trubisky improves by sitting for a year. Like, players improve by playing. He threw 8 pass attempts last year. I don't see Mitch Trubisky getting better because he threw 8 passing attempts and sat behind Josh Allen. I don't know. It is fun, Jasmine. You're absolutely right.
I went David Bell. David Bell went to the Patriots.
Okay.
The expectation is that, one of these guys walks after this year. I don't know who that's going to be, whether it's Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar. I'm pretty sure both of those guys probably have an out on their contract.
Yeah.
Get a young wide receiver. He may not get all the production this year, but I believe in Mac Jones, and I believe how he can make a hope to make David Bell somewhat fantasy relevant.
Yeah. Okay. So then Wan'Dale Robinson goes at the 2-8. Of course, we saw that Wan'Dale Robinson was a Packer in this specific mock draft, so I think that makes a lot of sense. He was the only wide receiver taken in the first 2 rounds by the Packers. Oh, my God. Could you imagine the pure anger from Aaron Rodgers if that was really the case?
Imagine. No way. Get the smallest guy in the class, huh? Well, he'll definitely help you. Surely. Excuse me. This is kind of interesting now.
All Sports says Dotson over London is insane to me. Hey, All Sports, I don't know if you know this, but we are mocking this rookie mock based off of a mock draft that we did. It is pinned in the chat. Jahan Dotson landed in Kansas City. Drake London landed in Washington. So I think there's a real conversation for it. And we personally aren't high on London in general. So understand it.
Yeah,
Inca says, fair, there's no way he's over Burks and Wilson. The film isn't strong enough to justify it. Oh, no. I don't know how. I'm sorry, I can't agree. The film is the reason to take George Pickens over them. Enrico says, I'd take London as a top wide receiver in the class. Just my opinion. Understand. Definitely respect it. Jasmine says, Amari Rodgers and Wan'Dale Robinson.
Gosh, yeah, that would be terrible. But what can you
Jamar
do?
says, I have 101 and 102 and maybe passing on Malik. Ooh. Well, Malik went to the Saints. So I really like that spot. I think I would personally be. I think I would be sticking with Malik there at the 102. The Saints feels like a really great spot for him.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna put a couple people on the queue here.
James Cook at the 2-9. I'm pretty sure he landed with Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. The Chiefs.
Yep, James Cook lands in Kansas City. I mean, that's interesting. Man, that is such a cluster of... That's tough. That's
Running
such
back.
a cluster of running backs there.
Who else went there? And then Damian Pierce, if I'm not mistaken, he went to the Saints. The New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the best value at that point on the board. I don't know if I don't really love that. I mean, Shaw White lands in Minnesota, okay. And Trey McBride, I'm pretty sure he landed in Washington. So that's a fantastic pick. I mean, Trey McBride, in my opinion, he probably should be picked as high as 2.7 to 2.10. Justin Ross at the 3-1. He landed in Arizona. So I like that pick.
It's not terrible.
Tommy says Ritter picked up pretty late, in my opinion. Why would you choose Sam Howell there? Just curious. What's up, Tommy, your boy Bricks? We are doing this mock draft based off of another mock. So we have landing spots for all these players. The link is pinned in the chat. So in this mock draft that we're basing it off of, Malik went to the Saints. Corral went to the Colts. Howell went to the Falcons. Pickett went to the Lions. And Ritter went to the Seahawks. I think Badaki and I both said that Ritter probably should be drafted in the first. If not where Howell is, around the same area.
Yeah. I probably would have taken him there.
Can you guys link the mock draft that this is based on? It is already pinned in the chat. It is the comment that is pinned in the chat. The link is there. You should be able to click on that and open it. Alec Pierce went at the 3-2. I think that's great value. While I hate the Giants landing spot for him, I think he's a fantastic talent. So I also think that he should have been over Damian Pierce and Rashad White, drafted at least.
I'm gonna change the description and just put it. Give me a second, so everyone's on the same page. Because I know people.
I just see a poll. Maybe I'm autistic. You're good, man. I'll paste it again.
I think I saw the poll too because I wanted to double check, so I went on a different website, like a different YouTube channel, and I only saw the polls.
How about we just end the poll? What's up, Taylor? Thanks. Josh Moore says shoot up. Ritter's gonna shoot up. Yeah, for sure. I agree. All right, Brian Robinson's off the board. Tyler Algier's off the board. Okay, so let me just see where have some of my favorite wide receivers gone. Where is Shakira?
I think he went to the Raiders.
Interesting. Where is Calvin Austin?
If you refresh, guys, the page,
Lions.
The mock draft that we are doing this based off of should be in the description now. So go there and check that out. But Zach now has it pinned on the top. Yeah, maybe you can't do a pin chat and a poll. Yeah, no worries about that.
Samir White, I don't love that spot for him, to be honest. Where did Zaquandre go? Okay, well, not ideal if Breece Hall is there. Kennedy Brooks is in LA. I don't hate that, but it's too early. Okay, where did Pierre go? Ooh, that's interesting.
Where'd he go?
Went to Baltimore. See, I really don't like the Jerome Ford to Washington. I mean, there's already Antonio Gibson. J.D. McKissick, Jarrett Patterson, Pierre Strong. I mean, did the Baltimore, did they draft any other running backs there?
I saw a wide receiver.
I don't think they
that
did.
I thought was very, very interesting.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Taylor. He says, keep it up. Hey, man, I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank you very much. Okay, so
like a little zombie running.
I have just been trying to go through my options here. And I think at this point of the draft, where did Weidermeyer go?
Oh, no.
He went to the Jets. That's intriguing.
Is it? It's not intriguing. No, it's not.
Okay. I think at this point I'm going to go with, I think, the mix of my favorite landing spot with the best player I see available on the board, and that's Khalil Shakira. Hunter Renfrow, 26 years old. He lands in Las Vegas. It's not technically ideal, but I don't hate it there. So then Weidermeyer goes at the 3-6 to the Jets.
That's what I had. Man.
The thing is, the Jets, they signed 2 tight ends in free agency. So where would Weidermeyer start on that depth chart? And they took him in the 5th round. I don't know. It's difficult. I'm finding it difficult to. This is fun though. This is a fun exercise.
Yeah, I have to.
By the way, Taylor, I really, really appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much.
It's definitely tough.
Tez says if Kamara doesn't play much next year, then there isn't much competition for Dameon Pierce other than old Mark Ingram and Tony Jones. I get it. But Kamara's probably not going to be suspended more than a couple games, the way I see it. I don't see him being suspended more than a couple games. And I don't know that Dameon Pierce automatically jumps Mark Ingram on the depth chart or Tony Jones. We'll see. But I don't think that he automatically jumps them.
Oh, man,
Brees and Walker both visiting Washington. I know, Joseph, I saw that, and I hate it. I do not want us to draft Brees Hall or Kenneth Walker, and it's not because I don't love them. It's just because it doesn't make sense for our team. We could use those picks so much. There's just wiser picks to make out there for Washington. I would not understand that.
I'm really thinking here. I'm really going slowly through every single pick.
I know, it's like you want the clock to go quicker, but then when you're on the clock, you realize, dang, I actually need some time to really think this through.
I guess the only other person I can see that I like, I just have one on key right now. It's not amazing. I'm not loving it, but
Anthony Robbins says, if you could get Kyron in the 3rd, if he goes in the real NFL 3rd, that's some value. I agree. I was considering it, but with him landing in Kyron landing in Philly, that is just, it's a real rough landing spot with Kenneth Gainwell already being there. I mean, they're not exactly the same player, but they're similar.
Okay. I'm just gonna go wide receiver. Not necessarily the best, but it's Jalen Tolbert.
Okay.
He's going to the Texans. Maybe he'd be a wide receiver 2 there.
3rd round. Okay, I like that.
In the 3rd. I mean, they have Nico, Brevin Jordans, and then Jalen Tolbert on the other side. Maybe that can be something. That's the only guy I can really think of right now. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a tough one.
Yeah, interesting. It's definitely interesting.
I saw one.
You can see how quickly
it changes
landing
and how
changes the game.
Yeah, because you in the 3rd round, you're like, man, this guy for sure. This is perfect. It feels comfortable. It's like these landing spots really change everything.
Sheesh. Sheesh. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you haven't watched, or if you haven't dropped a like, it would mean a lot to us if you could. But this is a pretty fun exercise.
Maybe what we should do, Zach, the next time we do this mock draft, we'll go through the one that was apparently ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
And that was, that everyone couldn't see, and we'll just we'll take like an hour, just type everyone out, and then send that link to everyone, because I thought that one was really intriguing, and that one feels a lot more, I guess, consistent. I don't
Pierre
know.
Strong, 3.8. I like it. I think he probably slots in. I know there's a lot of people who are Gus Edwards lovers, but at this point, I do think that running back 2 position in Baltimore is very much up in the air. And for a team that runs the ball a lot, Pierre Strong, I was considering him there at 3.5 as well. So I think 3.8 feels like, hey, take a shot on him for sure.
Bro, there's another wide receiver that I just found.
Oh, really?
That's like, holy crap. I think that can be good.
I know. Don't say anything, because I'm looking through as well. I'm pretending this is like a real draft. I'm like, no.
Yeah, bro. This is interesting.
Hey, thank you, Jamar.
Jamar, appreciate it, man.
Appreciate the content, gents. This is a great exercise. I have 101, 102, and 108. Any thoughts on not drafting Malik at 102 and taking a swing at 108? So that's an interesting thought. I think it depends on who's there at the 102. Jamar, like, is Brees off the board? Because if he's off the board, I feel like if Malik lands in a spot like New Orleans, if he lands in a spot like Seattle or Pittsburgh, I feel like purely based off of the upside, it would be the wrong move to not take him at the 102. I realize you have the 101, so you can actually make that decision.
Yeah, you can take Brees and Malik. I don't see why not.
I think I would go Brees and Malik, because there is so much wide receiver talent.
Yeah, exactly. Look how it went like here. If you do have the 108, you have the opportunity to take Garrett Wilson, Drake London, and Jameson Williams, which is not, in reality, not terrible. It may not be the best landing spots in your head, but
honestly, I agree. I think 101, if these are landing spots, and Jamar, come back on the stream, when we do know landing spots as well. We'll be happy to chat it through. But Brees at the 101, Malik at the 102, I feel comfortable with that, because like Badaki said, the 108, you have great wide receiver options there between Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Jameson Williams. Probably George Pickens lands in a different spot. You could consider him. Dotson maybe doesn't fall there. Burks maybe falls. Some of these guys are going to fall, and I think the value of wide receiver at the 108 is much higher than the value of quarterback at 108 in most SuperFlex leagues. I do think you'll probably see some of these quarterbacks go before the 108. So, Cole Turner at the 3.9, I love it. Tebow fan, I was actually
Phillips.
And those were the 2 people I was hoping were going to fall to the 4-5.
Bro, imagine Kyle Phillips. You guys don't know. Kyle Phillips is drafted in this mock draft to the Dallas Cowboys. You get rid of Amari. You have CD, Kyle Phillips, and Michael Gallup. That's kind of nasty.
Yeah, I probably should. To be honest, I should have taken Kyle Phillips over Shakira. With the landing spot.
Same with Jalen Tober.
Cole Turner at the 3.9 is fantastic. You guys know that I have loved Cole Turner for a long time, but I just don't think the NFL loves him. But in this mock, Cole Turner falls to the Bengals, and that, oddly enough, when we did we did a video on him, I mentioned that the Bengals would be my ideal spot for him. We'll see if it happens. And then Dulcich off the board. Where did he land? He went to the Giants in round 6.
Okay. This guy.
Ooh, that's an interesting landing spot I just saw. I'm hoping no one sees that. Oh, there's another interesting landing spot.
As you keep going lower and lower, it's like, oh, okay.
The more you look, you're like, oh, well, that's intriguing. There's still a couple players on the board that I'm like, damn, they're pretty good value where they're at right now. Yeah, Carson Strong's landing spot just killed him.
Yeah, that's the worst, man.
All right, Calvin Austin off the board. Okay, I was actually hoping to take a shot on Calvin Austin. He went to the Lions in this one. Rutger, I was also hoping to take a chance on Rutger. I'm pretty sure he went to the Jags. And then Kyron goes to the Eagles. Look, in the 4th round, you're getting a running back draft in the 3rd round. Good value. Great value. Let's see. Jamar says, very true. Hoping amazing opportunities for a great wide receiver. I'm a little worried about my running back depth, so I was thinking about it. Appreciate the insight, of course. And now, Jamar, I'm assuming you're in a SuperFlex league. Because if you're not in a SuperFlex league, then absolutely you don't have to consider Malik at the 102. But if you're in a SuperFlex, feels like you very much need to take that chance based off of the upside. Yeah. Tech says, you guys talked about a receiver you wanted to fall, and I saw Kyle Phillips to the Cowboys, and it was a no-brainer. I think that's great. I think that's a fantastic pick.
It is a great pick. I mean, sheesh, bro.
Tech, Bryce says, I have the 101, 105, 110, 201, 206, 212. Do I try to trade up to the 102 to get Malik in Superflex? Quarterbacks are Tannehill, Fields, Baker, and Mon. Oh, so if you can package the 105 in the 201, I would be intrigued by that, Badaki, to go up to the 102.
I definitely would as well.
Because your quarterbacks are not in a great place in the Superflex league.
You know, I would actually try to. Yeah, I would definitely try that. I would definitely try that.
Definitely something I would.
I was trying to see maybe he can keep the 105, but that's going to be really hard.
Not going to be able to keep the 105.
Unless what you do is, look, this is a thought process. Unless you trade Tannehill the 110, and you throw some maybe in Tannehill the 110 to 201, maybe that still doesn't feel like enough for the 102. But
some ideas
mix it up
for sure.
Mix it up.
By the way, Bryce, if I'm not mistaken, you're
part of our Patreon. Yeah,
he is part of our Patreon. I just wanted to make sure that we got you set up over on Discord already, right? I'm just gonna double check. Pretty sure we did. Bryce, yeah, we got you set up over on Patreon. Okay, awesome. I keep forgetting. Okay, we're good. Okay. I never get this name right. Eric Ezukama. Where did he fall? To the Niners. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting landing spot there. You could probably compete for that wide receiver 3 spot there.
Steve, they got a taxi question. Is it wrong to put some of your more guaranteed rookie picks on your taxi squad?
That's a great question. And let me just say, no, if you're planning on not winning that year. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're not planning on winning in the first year, why would you want these good rookies helping your team? That's one of those ways where it's like technically not tanking. But it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Some people like that are okay with tanking. Like some leagues are okay with tanking, but some people in some leagues don't like when you just don't even set your lineup, you know, and I think it really changes everything. There goes Jerome Ford.
I agree that you absolutely need to set your lineup for sure. But I think, you know, tanking is a part of the real NFL. So it shouldn't be, you know, completely banished, but it should be regulated at minimum. Jerome Ford, the 4-4, man, that landing spot really killed his value, didn't it?
It absolutely did. It's terrible. My RB2 is just going to go straight to the dumpster. So it's
have you thought about that? Because it's a realistic possibility that he falls.
It is a realistic possibility. I mean, I still believe in his talent. It's just, can he land in the spot that he can get opportunity? Not even this year, maybe next year. Like, he's not getting opportunity in the Washington because they got Gibson and JD, and they just re-signed him. So that just sucks for him. There's a good question, Josh. Is there a landing spot that would push Malik ahead of Brees? You know, for me personally, I do believe so. I believe that would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that is also based on where Brees Hall goes.
Yeah, exactly. We have to know both.
Yeah, exactly. So if Brees Hall goes to a terrible landing spot, he goes to, for example, in this draft, he went to the Steelers. If he went to the Steelers,
right,
why am I going to take Breece Hall there? You know, like why am I taking him at the
Right.
101? I'm gonna take Melise at the 101. If he were to go to the Steelers and be that guy, it just makes sense for me.
So Dontario was drafted to the
Go to the
Steelers.
Steelers.
Jalen, what does he do? Naylor.
Jalen Naylor. Hey, on the Chiefs, brother.
What does Jalen do? Naylor. Okay, so for me, it's between Beatty at this point because you guys know I love me some Beatty. But I'm also considering Romeo Doubs because if I'm not mistaken, he went in the 3rd round to the Browns. I mean, that's quite intriguing to me, being able to link up with Deshaun Watson for your career. I think I might go Romeo Doubs here. I'm not in love with him as a talent, but at this point in the 4th round, you're connected to... Yeah, let's lock in Romeo. Romeo, oh Romeo. How daub, thou daub. Let's take Romeo here at the 4 or 5. I went all wide receivers. just landed that way. Hey, by the way, Algier at the 3-4, not a bad pick because he landed in Buffalo. So that's interesting.
Okay. So now I'm thinking...
Brian Robinson Jr. takes a backfield from Javonte. Could you imagine? Do you guys, Tez says, do you guys think giving the 103 and the 212 for 223 first is worth it? Yes. Yes. I would definitely take the 223 firsts in a heartbeat. Joseph says, that's why you have a punishment for last so people can't tank. That's true. Daniel says, in a Superflex league, Malik could absolutely be the 101 depending on landing spot. We agree. Gator says, do you think Marcus Mariota could be the quarterback in Atlanta for several years? No, I think he's a great stopgap. I don't think he's the answer. I think he's a great stopgap while they try and figure it out, though. Who is landing spot proof? To be honest, Breece.
I think I'm gonna go Beatty here.
Breece feels like he's landing spot proof. Like, it obviously would slightly impact him if he went to the Steelers. That would suck. Man, who is landing spot proof? Well, firstly, there's no Jamar Chase in this class. There's no Kyle Pitts in this class. You know, this quarterback class isn't incredible. So I don't know that there truly is anyone who's landing spot proof in this class, Badaki. There's no Jamar Chase. There's no Kyle Pitts. So I actually don't think that there is a landing spot proof player. I think everyone's value could change depending on landing spot.
Actually, now thinking about it, maybe Malik is. Because no matter where he goes, I think he will still potentially go the 102. If he goes to the Panthers, he goes to 102. If he goes to the Saints, he probably goes to the 102. It also depends on everyone that goes around him. If he goes to the Lions, he probably goes 102. If he goes to the Steelers here, he's probably going 102 or 101. I mean,
maybe
unless he lands in a spot, or the Falcons even, he goes to the 102. Like, I think yeah.
It's a good question.
Maybe
it's a good thought.
Maybe.
Okay, so Tyquan Thornton landed with the Steelers. I like that pick there. Beatty with the Jags. Kennedy Brooks. Where did Kennedy Brooks go?
Went with the Chargers.
Yes.
I had him on my queue. I thought that was a really good pick.
I love me some Kennedy Brooks, so I'm on board with that.
Yeah, and then Velus Jones Jr. to the Baltimore Ravens.
Interesting.
And then Jelani Woods to the Vikings, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I actually don't hate that Jelani Woods pick because I think his talent as an overall talent could definitely beat out Irv Smith. Irv Smith is very limited what he can offer a team from a tight end perspective. I don't hate that Charleston Rambo landing spot either. Some of these late rounders.
There's
Devontae Price.
Have you look at the Alpha League right now? The Golden Goats?
No, why? What happened?
You should check it out.
Did you see the trade I was sent through yesterday? We worked on that for hours.
Nah, some conversations happening in there.
Uh-oh.
How about now? Because I'm up right now.
Mm-hmm.
2 picks left here. Gosh, I have to go through all these guys, which is gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Lakers? Gator fan, I don't mind the Velus Jones pick, man. I like it. It kind of sucks that, and I said, he's gonna be wide receiver 3 wherever he goes. But if somebody gets hurt, like Hollywood Brown or a Rashad Bateman, then I think Velus Jones can step up and be that guy. Just here to say Chris Olave is overrated. Lakers, is Chris Olave overrated if he goes to the Chargers? Because this is where he went in this mock draft. If you want to see our mock draft, by the way, it's in the description below. I put the link there. It says we were drafting based off. I put on this mock draft, based off this mock draft. So click on that link and check it out. I don't mind it, actually. Do you mind? And Mr. Irrelevant is
Jalen
White and Jalen and Naylor. Hey, I think this is the first time you ever see him getting drafted.
Yeah, I don't think we haven't seen Naylor being drafted before. Zamir White, he went to the Browns there, so that's interesting. Well, this was fun. I mean, I had fun looking at these landing spots, and then I definitely think it impacted the draft for sure.
100%. I mean, guys that we're taking in the mid-second, someone like a Jerome Ford is now going in the 4th. Someone like a Romeo Dubs, not even getting drafted, is going in the 4th now. Someone like a Kyle Phillips that Zach always mentions. Hey, don't forget about Kyle Phillips now going into the 3rd. He probably should have went a lot higher after, because it was hard to see these guys.
His landing spot was the Cowboys, yeah.
His landing spot, was the Cowboys. Someone like a George Pickens falls now to the middle of the 2nd instead of the late 1st.
Lakers is hating on Chris Olave. I love me some Chris Olave. I will not stand for the hate. I know this is Homer, but quick thoughts, please. Where do you see the best fits IRL for Pierce, Strong, and Turner? Pierce, Alec Pierce, we talked about. Actually, look, the Alec Pierce one is, you're going to see that coming out here soon. We just recorded a video about Alec Pierce, so I don't want to give anything away there. Carson Strong, I would say there's a lot of landing spots that are ideal for Carson, but absolutely not the Falcon or the Broncos. That was definitely not ideal for him. But Falcons could be ideal. There's a lot of spots that he could land in that would really intrigue me. Falcons, I know the Texans sounds weird, but that could intrigue me. The Lions, if it's in the 3rd.
Dameon Pierce, he was talking about.
Oh, Dameon Pierce?
Yeah.
Jeez, I just think he's going to get drafted so late that it won't really. It's just.
I think some of those guys is hard, because I think they're going to end up being in like the 5th, 6th, 7th round guys potentially.
Yeah.
Some of them could sneak up to the 4th.
I don't think there isn't like guys like Pierce. I've said this before, but in my opinion, Brees and Kenneth Walker are the only workhorse running backs in this class. They're the only guys that are going to get drafted that way. Well, they're the only talents that I see as workhorse running backs. So you hope they fall in ideal scenarios, but guys like Dameon Pierce who are going to get drafted in like the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round maybe, they're not going to fall in good spots. I mean, they're going to be 3rd on their depth charts, 4th on their depth charts. It's not going to be ideal at all, and this is a very realistic spot for Dameon Pierce, somewhere where there's a lot of people ahead of him. But as far as Cole Turner, my ideal spot for him would be the Bengals, for sure. For sure. It would be the Bengals.
Just got to type something out for somebody.
Yeah, we like Alec Pierce as well, Jasmine. Big fans of Alec Pierce. Which Nevada skill player do you think has more upside, Romeo or Cole Turner? I've said this from the beginning, but I think it's Cole Turner. But no one's covering him. Like, no one in mainstream is covering him. I do think Cole Turner has more upside. But Romeo Dubs, if he lands in Cleveland, I mean, he's connected to Watson. These are great spots for both of them. So we'll see. Who won the draft? I think it's very subjective with these rookie mocks. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
very subjective.
it's a tough one. It's definitely a tough one. Brees or Javante video, Jamar said. Interesting. Put that in the content suggestion tab on our Discord, and we can
Yeah.
definitely take a look at that. Terry or the 107. I don't know if you answered that.
I would keep Scary Terry.
Yeah, it's. I think if I'm trading Terry, I want like a 105. I feel comfortable, but 17. I'm listening.
Nah.
I'm listening. I think I'm okay to start moving Terry. I mean, if Jahan Dotson got the 107 going to the Chiefs, I'm taking the 107, but it all depends on when we know these players. Maybe it'll be a lot easier to answer that question. Um, we'll see what happens though.
All right, guys. I think that is it for today. We have a startup draft tomorrow, and it is tight end premium. So lock it in. We're doing a tight end premium startup draft tomorrow. This was really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. I don't know. Should we keep doing this? Should we keep adding landing spots?
I think we should. We'll just be more organized next time. Okay. We'll start it off. We'll send the link. I think what we're gonna do is do that ESPN Plus next time. We'll write it out for everyone so everyone can see on like a spreadsheet or something.
I don't think this was bad. The only bad thing about this was the Brees spot. I think this is probably much easier.
Yeah, maybe it is. And we can continue doing this for rookie landing just so people get a thought process on the whole thing, and we'll send this out before the draft so people have some time to look at it, kind of take it all in and then start doing it again.
Yeah, I'm going to I just want to see this one more time. I want to see if it changes. Yeah, it looks like it is changing. So while that's going, I mean, if you guys want to stay around for a second, I'm just going to look at one more mock and just see what it looks like. Yeah. Making sure that it changes spots, but it looks like it is.
Nice.
Yeah, this was really, really fun.
It was fun. I guess we'll plug as that's going. Patreon.com/FantasylandFam. Got 31 people watching. If you guys haven't joined our Patreon, you don't have to, but it's a good way to support the show or play fantasy football with us. We have a redraft and Dynasty channel. Not only do you can play redrafts, you get exclusive or redraft and Dynasty, but you get exclusive content. You get one-on-one chat with Zach and I with the fantasy hotline. We have Patreon only live stream with just our Patreon supporters. You get our rankings, everything. Honestly, everything. Just so much that you can get. Just check it out, patreon.com/FantasylandFam.
Yeah. We also have a main redraft channel. If you haven't subscribed to our redraft channel, you can go ahead and do that now with the link that I pasted there in the chat. And don't forget to join our Discord. If you're watching and you want to be a part of mocks in the future, join our Discord. The link is in the chat right there. Let's see. This is... Oh, I think it stopped when I...
It shouldn't have. Should have just done like a couple of the first rounds. Maybe just stop it. Just pause. Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Let's see. Where did some of these players go?
Is it crazy to have Dulcich as a tight end one in this draft class? I mean,
we have Trey McBride for sure, but okay. Jamison Williams goes to Washington in this one. Malik did go to the Saints, but Drake went to the Eagles. Kenny Pickett went to the Traylon to the Packers. So it's definitely different. Some of them are the same. Desmond went to the Lions. That's different. Sky went to the Bears. Watson to the Falcons. Yeah, for sure it's different. David Bell to the Bills. Interesting. Some of them are the same, but all right. This was fun, guys.
All love, y'all.
I'm at the 109 and I am in a win now team. Why would you risk trying to trade up? Not if you're a win now team. You really don't want to be moving up if you're a win now team because it's going to cost you assets that you don't want to give up.
You got to give somebody up.
Yeah. But all right, guys, huge love. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All love, y'all.
See you later.